Able to support you in your first gymnastics competition in program history.
Welcome Fisk, George Washington, and especially Talladega for the first meet ever. Talladega.
Well, the Florida Gators began their season with a history-making meet right here in the Exact Tech Arena, hosting the country's first two HBCU gymnastics teams. Fisk University is in its second year, and Talladega College has begun their inaugural season, led by head coach, former Alabama great Asia Sims Fletcher. She's joining a growing list of African-American women head coaches across NCAA gymnastics, joining another Alabama great, four-time NCAA champion Ashley Miles-Gregg, who is the Iowa State head coach. As we continue to see opportunity, we also continue to see backing, as it is another showcase of the growth in popularity and support for women's collegiate gymnastics. For these esteemed coaches and for the athletes participating in the rising teams, they all agree this isn't just about gymnastics. It's about paving the way and continuing to increase the diversity we see within the sport of gymnastics. We've got a great meet on hand here tonight. Alabama with a slight lead after two rotations. We're going to see the Gators head to the beam, and Alabama harness that energy, like Coach Johnson said. They'll head to the floor when we return.
Afternoon women's basketball matchup. Tennessee versus Ole Miss. Coverage begins at 3 p.m. Eastern time on ESPN and the ESPN app. That's not a very scary looking Gator, Bridget. Just saying.
Well, that's Alberta. She's not supposed to be scary.
Okay, that's fair. Here we are halfway through this competition. Alabama had a 1/10 lead after the first rotation. Then on that uneven bar rotation for Florida, they had some errors, and that allowed Alabama to extend that lead slightly, but it could have been a lot worse. They stopped the bleeding. They're keeping it very close, a 10.5 difference. And as I always like to say, Bridget, the meet doesn't start until you get on that piece of equipment right there, the balance beam. And Skylar Drasser, the freshman, will get things going.
Dreaded balance beam, as some might say, but it is such an amazing event, only 4 inches wide. Skylar, a freshman, in this leadoff position. When we talked to Jenny earlier this week, she said she's so cool, calm, and collected, and that's exactly what you want in that leadoff. You know what you're going to get. Beautiful acro series, handspring layout step out. She has made such a remarkable impact on this team as a freshman, just steps up into any spot that she's needed in. And right now, the Gators need to start this rotation off strong. In the dismount, 1.5. Hop on the landing, but a very strong start for Florida. Excellent execution throughout that routine. Nice job.
And so I like to look at it as setting the table. It's not going to be a 9-9-5, but she gives you that score, that confidence score, the 9-8 score that the rest of the team goes, okay, I got some room now. I can go. Bring in the main course. Ella Burgess now on the floor, exercise for the Crimson Tide. Worked her way back onto this event. Added it this year, actually. Hadn't done it for a long time. And Johnson talked about how difficult it is to do that. She really applied what she did on other events to the floor, and they're really impressed with what she's done here.
She is a very precise athlete when she competes. Ashley talked about that on balance beam, that she brings that to floor, and she's got some big tumbling, opens up with a double pipe. Double tug, finds that landing.
about adding floor to her season in her 5th year. When we talked to Ashley, she even mentioned it's been so cool to watch that, her rise to the challenge of adding, in my opinion, floor exercise is very hard, especially in your 5th year. It's endurance, it's power, it's grace, it's beauty, and Ella Burgess right now showcasing all of that. In this final pass, front for the front layout. What a start. What a start for Alabama on floor exercise.
Alabama's feeling it a little bit. They've got
the juice.
Yeah, they talk about balancing the fun and enjoyment with that driven determination, and they're definitely having a good time, but they have a purpose out there today.
Absolutely. Every team is new. Every single year, every season, it's a new team. But this Alabama team, they've just got that edge where they have so much fun, but man, when it's competition time, it's go time.
Sloan Blakely now the second gymnast to go here on the Union Bars, the junior, following Skylar Drasser's 9.25. We talked about the score being in that range, so good start, setting the table for scores to build now for the Gators.
Combination here. Aerial and a back handspring, nicely done, very smooth. Very dynamic on balance beam. So we're taking those big deep breaths to calm herself down. She's so powerful on the other events, and balance beam is really an event for her to just breathe and relax and be one with the beam.
I like that. Be one with the beam.
One with the beam. The beam is your friend. Switchy. And a stuck landing. Wow, really nice performance by Sloan Blakely.
No doubt, score will build from that 9.825. Ella Burgess led off for Alabama with a 9.875.
This dismounts a gainer full off the side, finds that landing. Very nice job for Sloan, getting it right back. Right now, Florida needs some big scores on balance beam.
We talked a lot about this meet format. 6 gymnasts on each event. The top 5 scores count. Again, Bridget talked about it early in this competition. We saw some mistakes. You can drop the low. The top 5 scores count. You add them up. The highest score wins. Now quickly over to floor exercise. Cameron Machado. We mentioned Ella Burgess, 9.875 in the leadoff spot.
Opens with a beautiful double tuck, finds that landing.
Cameron, a senior out of Westchester, PA, has a high of 9.875 on this event so far this year.
And showing off with those wolf turns. She has some of the best wolf turns in NCAA. Rebound out of that 1.5, but saves it.
Looked a little short on the rotation, but man, you mentioned it, handled it with some finesse. Barely could tell.
And a nice performance. We talk about finessing tumbling passes. It's a lot harder than it looks, and this second pass, it's a 1.5 front layout, but right here, she wants to rebound out of that 1.5. And you saw those legs bend, and she kind of absorbed that landing a little too much, but man, doesn't show it, covers it nicely.
Well done for Cameron Machado. Sloan Blakely, a 9.925. Now Anya Pilgrim trying to build on that. And to chase down that 10.5 lead that Alabama had after 2.
Macro series, handspring layout step up so smooth. Nice front aerial. She's very elegant on balance beam. Flexibility there. And switch leap to split leap. Just a dismount. Wow. So cool, calm and collected throughout the entire routine. She landed that dismount like, oh.
A star in the making. There is no doubt. She's got her own style. The way she flows on the equipment, her longer arms, and I'm going to say something I've never said before, Bridget. She's got great hands. Look at her
Have
hands.
beautiful hands. She does.
And you can tell, it jumps off the screen.
She executes every movement from dance to acro elements, and you see that just, ta-da!
Well done. Now over to another freshman. Justin Spring says about Jamison Sears, she's 80% helium. And that is a compliment because she floats on this event.
She's going to open up. This is a huge double layout. Wow. John, watching her in warm-up, you talk about an athlete who has fun. No matter what's going on around her, she is dancing, having so much fun with her teammates.
People talk about coming out of your shell in college. She has shattered that. Like, there's no shell left. There's no remnants to be found. She is absolutely just living every moment. It was fun to see.
One more pass, combination pass. She had a little bit of trouble in warm-up. Front touch, step out, roundabout handspring, double tuck. Slight bobble when she got to that lunge, but stays in bounds. What a performer.
Another freshman that is going to be fun to watch in the next 4 years, along with Anya Pilgrim from the Florida Gators. Here's another look, Bridget.
She opens up. This is a double layout. Round off, back handspring, double layout. Just soars through the air and finds that landing.
A little sideways here, Bridget. Did that have something to do with the step?
She throws that hip out. You saw those hips open up. You want to keep those hips square. Again, it threw her off her balance just a little bit, but gets it right back, and ultimately, really nice job.
So a pair of 9.925s for Florida. Anya Pilgrim matched Sloan Blakely's score as Ellie Lazari mounts the beam. For Alabama, they started with a pair of 9.875, so good scores there too.
Ellie, she had some problems last week with this series. No issue tonight. Excellent job. It's a triple series, handspring layout, step out, layout, step out. Aerial gets right to that finish position. Dismount gainer full. Just a hop on the landing, but ultimately a really clean routine for Ellie. I talked last week, she had a really major break in that acro series. No issue tonight. even though she had a fall on vault to start this competition, but gets it back. That's the beauty of gymnastics, in my opinion, is every event is a new event to start fresh and prove yourself you've got it.
You got to have a short memory in gymnastics. Now, Lily Hudson, she was perfect in the last rotation. That 10-0 on vault, her first on that event, second in her career. Now here she is on floor.
And last week on this event, Lily did her job and helped Crimson Tide tie. Arkansas opens up with a huge front layout to front double. Lily Hudson is what I consider, she's a gamer. I mean, no matter what, she puts in the work. Every week comes out to shine in competition.
Jamison Sears right before her in 9.8, so we did get her a little bit on that dismount.
And a double tuck to finish it off. Very nice clean routine for Lily. She was perfect on vault. Don't think it's going to be a perfect 10 on floor, but a really nice clean routine in this first pass she opens up with. It's a front layout into a front double twist. I saw her working on it in warm-up. She was so clear and concise with that landing. And then caps it off with a nice double tuck. Again, finds the landing. She gets right to that lunge. Great job.
Been such a big part of that Alabama team last year, 2023, beat all around every meet for the Crimson Tide. Now Victoria win following Ellie Lazari's 9.9. Florida really turning things around here. 3 9.9 plus scores in a row with 2 gymnasts yet to go that can both push perfection on this event.
Very unique skill coming up right here. This is an Adobe. Right into a back handspring. Beautifully done.
Lily Hudson at 9.925 for Alabama.
Victoria showcasing that flexibility. The judges watch every event. They look for deductions. Right now, Victoria is showcasing near perfection. Making sure those judges do not pick up that pen. This dismount, it's a back handspring, 1.5 twist. Again, just a slight hop on that landing, but throughout that beam routine, gorgeous form. Such a fluid beam worker. Everything, she looks like she's telling a story when she's on balance beam.
Had a great vault, then struggled with that mistake on the uneven bars, and now again came back here with a big beam routine. Feels like a 9.9 plus score. Now over to floor exercise. Gabby Gladio, another one of the standouts for the Crimson Tide. Did not compete last week. Had some stuff just needed to get healthy, get strong again, and came back here and is a big part of today's lineup. A cheek and fly here with a new mount, right, Bridget?
Absolutely. This first pass, it was a tough full in last season. And when we talked to assistant coach Justin Spring, they switched it. It's going to be a tuck full out, a full out. That is so hard to change from a tuck full in to a full out. Does a nice job. Just impressive to see her do that.
Assistant coach Justin Spring working with her on that quite a bit in the off season.
And John, we joked in warm-up, she actually did more of a half in, half out, so she is truly capable of doing it all.
We let Justin know he was off on that. on the balance beam and 9-9. So a pair of 9-9-2-5s followed by a pair of 9-9s with just one gymnast yet to go, Leanne Wong.
Final pass here. Front layout into a front one half into a massive split jump. So happy to see her back in this floor lineup. Really nice job. In this first pass, we're gonna dissect this pass just a little bit more. It's 2 flips with 1 twist, and she does that twist in the second flip, which, if you think about it, last season she did that twist in the first. Again, very difficult to do, and she does it with such ease.
And you think, what's the big deal? But it's a half a tenth, maybe, in her form and execution, maybe easier to stick.
Improved drastically.
But that, a half a tenth to a tenth in women's gymnastics is massive. Now, Leanne Wong in the anchor spot, looking to count all 9-9s or higher for Florida. She can do it with a big hit right here.
Acro series handspring layout step out. Slight break. You saw that front foot come off the beam. That is a deduction.
Leanne, before the meet, how do you manage all the things you're doing, training for the Olympics, college gymnastics season? She has her own business. She's a pre-med student. She just looked at me and said, day by day.
That is a beautiful answer. Because she truly can do it all. So talented. Dismount, double twist. Gets the stick. Really nice routine. The only big error was just that break after her acro series. That front foot, it came up off the beam. See this handspring layout step out. That front foot right there comes off the beam. Fights for it and gets it. And this is a great angle to see. Gripping with those toes, trying to stay on.
Leanne Wong will be competing at the U.S. Championships and the Olympic Trials in June, trying to make that Olympic team that will be in Paris. And this athlete right here, Luisa Blanco, she has already punched her ticket to the Olympic Games. She will be competing for Colombia, qualified for that spot at the recent Pan Am Games. Gabby Gladio at 9.825. So that actually slightly higher than Jamison Sear. So Jamison Sear's score of 9.8 will be the score that they're trying to drop. And again, with all those 9.9 scores for Florida, you gotta think Luisa Blanco needs to put up a big one here to keep pace, right, Bridget?
She needs to put up a big score, and she's capable of putting up a big score. She brings that international flair. Like a lot of athletes that we're seeing, and it makes me so happy that these athletes are continuing their careers outside of NCAA.
So a 9.9 or better for Luisa Blanco here will maintain the lead for Alabama. Actually better than a 9.9. 9.9 on the nose will make this a dead heat heading into the fourth rotation. A little bit of a waiting game here. Not really a fun situation before Luisa goes. We're going to go down to Taylor. Taylor?
You guys were talking about the increase of athletes that we're seeing pursue both NCAA and Elite. And what's been interesting so far this season, all of the ones that I've covered, they're choosing to go about their schedule differently. Some of them want to be in the all-around every week to prepare for competition. Some of them have scaled back. It's really interesting to see them all really take ownership of both worlds.
Definitely a challenge. Something that's really new to the sport of women's college gymnastics. Gabby Gladio's score looks like it might have changed to a 9.725. That's significant. In a a meet this close.
Louisa opening up, round off back handspring, double pike. Nice finish. One thing I love about Louisa is her dance style. She is so engaging. You have to watch. No matter what you're doing, when you see Louisa on floor, you stop what you're doing and watch.
The lowering of that Gabby Gladio score makes it a little tougher for Alabama to maintain the lead. Louisa here on this routine needs to be perfect. Bridget, a couple very good landings, but not perfect landings, I would say, so far from Blanco.
Louisa. Front pull, the front layout, finds the landing. Now that was a perfect landing. Those other two passes, just little minor shuffles of her feet. But overall, that was a great performance. But will it be enough to bridge that gap?
It looks like Florida's going to have the lead, in my opinion. As we mentioned, Louisa needs a 10 to tie the competition after 3. Leanne Wong, a 9.875. for her beam routine in that anchor spot. So it looks like, without officially knowing yet, it looks like the Gators might have climbed back slightly into the lead, at least heading into the 4th rotation.
And this 4th rotation, it's a big one for Florida.
We said it would be close, and that is absolutely what it's going to be. And this meet has meaning just beyond the dual meet. They're trying to win a regular season SEC title, and this meet, a loss for either one of these teams, could cost you that title, as tight as the SEC is. We're going to go down to Taylor Davis. She's got the head coach of the Gators.
Thank you, John. We're enjoying this tradition in Gainesville. You got to soak it up while you can. A huge beam rotation from your team. What did they show you?
Really proud of this team. They went out and competed really freely on beam, and that was something that I wanted to see in order for them to have success. They've been training freely in the gym, and extremely proud of them.
You know this audience is gearing up for a big floor rotation. What's your message to your team to close this one out?
You know what? Stay blue, stay focused, calm heart, strong mind, and let's bring this crowd to their feet.
We love it. Strong minds, John. You too. Thanks, Jenny.
Thank you.
I'm just trying to keep my mind focused, Taylor. Not worrying about strongman. We have got a great one. Just under 2/10. The Florida Gators have climbed back in front. It looked like maybe Alabama could pull away, but they didn't. It is going to be a big-time 4th rotation. This meet reminds me of when I went camping. It's intense. It's going to be a great finish.